Hello everyone, welcome back to What If Tech. Today we're going to be discussing a few common tech myths that may or may not be true. Let's dive right in. Tech myth number 1. Blue light emitted by screens can actually hinder your sleep schedule. And this is actually true, because the blue light emitted stops the production of melatonin in your brain, which is the chemical that's used to make you sleepy. Myth number 2. Macs don't get viruses. Now, this myth I never actually knew existed before, but now that I think about it, it sort of makes sense. People think that Macs don't get viruses because Macs aren't as popular as Windows, so that means hackers are more likely to attack Windows computers than Mac computers. That, however, does not mean that Macs don't get viruses. It's just viruses aren't often made for Macs. So that's an interesting question, but the myth is debunked. Myth number 3, more megapixels in a camera means better quality. While megapixels are certainly an important factor in the quality of a camera, there are a lot of other things that contribute to the final video or picture, such as size, image quality, and many other things. While megapixels is a big role, it's not the main role, and a lot of other factors can contribute to whether a camera is good or bad. So this myth is debunked. Myth number 4, turning your computer off every night will damage it. And this one's interesting. Sometimes people think that their computer will get damaged by being turned off every night, which doesn't make much sense to me, because if you keep your computer on all the time, the CPU is going to have a lot of on time, meaning that it'll be harder for it to run things, and you could end up wasting power, and, electricity is expensive. So, will turning your computer off every night damage it? No. It's a good thing to put your computer off unless you're using it, because if your computer is on and you're not using it, you're wasting electricity and you're causing your computer to have a bunch of downtime on the CPU, which could end up damaging the CPU over time. So not turning your computer off every night could actually be damaging your computer. Make sure you look into things before you believe them. Myth number 5. You should always let your phone fully decharge before charging it again. Now, this is something reasonable to think. Before batteries that we use today were made, there were actually batteries that would work better if you were to let them completely drain before you charge them up again. And that's probably where people get the idea that you have to fully decharge your phone before charging it again. But that is not the case today. Phone batteries are actually made to be charged whenever you need them to be charged. And letting them die over and over could actually be damaging your batteries. Myth number 5. Overheating can slow down your computer. That is absolutely true. If your CPU or any other part of your computer is overheating, you could end up stressing out your computer, maybe even damaging your parts. So if your computer is overheating, either you're doing something wrong with your computer or one of your parts may be failing. Also, if your computer is overheating, it could be because your computer is dirty. So give your computer a favor and clean it every now and then. Myth number 6. Solid-state drives are faster than hard drives. This is true, because hard drives, they use spinning disks, which it's finite, the disks are going to spin, and it's got to read individual parts of the disk. With a solid-state drive, there is no spinning disk, it's completely solid, meaning that you're going to be able to get your data faster, because it doesn't have to spin through a disk to find your data. Myth number 7. Private browsing mode keeps all your online activities private. Now, this may make sense because obviously it says private browsing, and people think that if it's private, people aren't going to see it. But this is not actually completely true. You could end up having your network provider be able to see it, and also the website you're going to could see what you're doing. So if you want to stay completely safe on the internet, consider using a VPN or virtual private network, and it's able to change your IP address so people won't be able to find you on the internet. Myth number 8. Electricity can damage your computer components. And this one, it's obviously true. Electricity getting into your computer components could damage them. And that is because water conducts electricity, and if water touches one part of your computer and then another, you can short out your system by having the electricity go from one part to a place it's not supposed to be. That's why it's important to keep water away from your computer, and if you're using a water-cooled system, be very careful. You don't want to end up destroying your computer that you worked hard to make or to buy. It's better to keep water away from your computer in the first place, so there's not even a risk of spilling your water on the computer. And finally, myth number 9, using public Wi-Fi can be a security risk. Unfortunately, this one is also true. When you use public Wi-Fi networks, anyone can connect, that meaning people with malicious intent. If you send sensitive information through a public Wi-Fi system, other people connected to that could end up taking that information, which could end up with people getting your personal information, and you don't want that. And there you have it, 9 common tech myths debunked. Now, some of these were pretty interesting, and other ones I already knew about. Let me know in the comments some of your favorite tech myths, and I may debunk them in another video. With that, I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.